Well, hello there. Do I have anybody tuning in today? You never really know if people are going to tune in, I guess. Oh my goodness, I see some people. Let me find some nice, cozy music. Oh, wow. I feel like I'm in a cafe in Seattle on a rainy day. That'll do. That's fine. That's okay. And guess what? I know we're in a cafe in Seattle on a rainy day, but you know what? There's not a progressive in sight. That's how you know this is fake. That's how you know this is just a YouTube video and not the real deal. Who here has been to Seattle? Okay. I think I'm ready here. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let me get this off the screen. Goodbye. Okay, how do I turn on my webcam? How the heck do I do that? And then I'm going to say hi to you guys. Is this live? This is live. This is a live broadcast. We're doing it live. Remember Bill O'Reilly? We'll do it live. That's how we're doing it today. A classic. Okay, now where is my webcam? Oh, there it is. Oh, hey, hello to all the beautiful people out there, to all of my wonderful viewers here on YouTube. I feel like I'm kind of losing my voice. My throat has been very raspy. The seasons are kind of changing. I think my allergies are kicking in. So I apologize. I have a little bit of a cough in my throat. Sometimes I'm mid-sentence and my voice just dies. I can't carry a tune these days. My Broadway career it's over. It's over. Okay, hey, let me take a look at who we have here today. There's the live chat right there. Okay, who do we have tuning in today? I see Fat Ride. I see Hammertown Wins. I see Milky Pants. I see James Ferguson. I see Merlis, one of my favorites. Merlis. I see DJ Cleric. I see Sosadna. I see Cat MCC. I am real. No, I am not. I am not an AI robot. I am a real person. See, I'm not some computer generated robot guy. I'm a real human being. So I see that comment all the time though. Are you a real person? Are you a robot? Are you artificial intelligence? No, I'm the real intelligence. And let me tell you, it's not a whole lot of intelligence. I wish I was artificial intelligence because maybe I would be a little bit more intelligent, but I'm just boring human intelligence. You got to work with what you got, I guess. General Hydra. Hey, you know what? Can I give a special shout out? I want to say thank you because just about a half hour ago, I set up my super chats. So General Hydra in the chat, $2. You, my good friend, thank you. You are the very first super chatter ever of all time in the history of this YouTube channel. You're the very first guy. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Matt, are you a CIA operative? I am not a CIA operative. You know, I wish I was. I wish I had some, I don't know, some think tank or the government telling me what to say. I have to do I spend all day researching topics and writing video scripts. I have to do it all myself. It's a real pain in the butt. I wish. I wish I was an operative. I don't think I'm good enough to join the CIA, though. Is this scripted? No, this is not. Listen, this is not scripted. I am a real person. Here, I'll take off my hat. I'll put my hat back on. I'll do a little dance. This is not scripted. I'm real. I am a real person. Why does everybody think that I'm AI? Look, I can get up. I have legs. I have legs. I can walk around. I am a real person. I am not fake. It's not AI. By the way, we had ES 1776. That's a great year. You had to be there. 1776. Man, that was a good year. That's when it all began. That's pretty much when the history of the world began. Right? Kalthaji with the 10. Thank you very much. Thank you. As far as I'm concerned, human history didn't begin until 1776. Nothing important happened. Nothing important happened at all before 1776. I can't even think of anything. So, world history begins. No, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Hi, Matt. Are you going to actually have a show today? Yes, I'm going to be live streaming here for, if I had to guess, probably 5 or 6 hours. Right now it's 1:30 p.m. I'm on the West Coast. I can probably stream until 7 at the latest. So what is that? 5.5 hours? Because here's the deal. We have a couple things to talk about. So in, I think 2.5 hours. In 2.5 hours from now, the House, our congressional representatives, they are convening and they're going to vote. It's a big deal. It's a big day. House members are going to vote on whether or not we are going to shut down our government. We might have a government shutdown tonight. But honestly, probably not, but it could happen. They're voting on it. So we're going to see what happens. So really, that's why I'm going live today. But I wanted to go live a little bit early. Like I said, that happens 2.5 hours from now. I think in the meantime, while we wait for that to happen, what I want to do is watch the Sam Seder debate. Did you guys hear about that? Sam Seder is a left-wing progressive political commentator here on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel. Not really the biggest fan of the guy, to be honest. But so what he did, he had a debate versus 25 conservatives. Have you heard about this? 25 conservatives, and they all took turns kind of coming up and debating this guy. So I haven't watched it. I haven't seen it. It's kind of an interesting format. So I think that'll be fun to do with you guys. That's a 90-minute debate, and we have 2.5 hours until the congressional vote takes place. And when I'm watching videos, I tend to pause a lot and talk and add commentary. So I think if we get going here pretty soon, we can do it. Is this live? Yes, this is live. This is a live broadcast. You know, people keep asking, it might be smart to do a little something like this. This is live. What do you think about that? And I put that in like the, you know what? Here, I'll shrink down the webcam a little bit, and I'll put this guy. Just because I don't want people to be confused. You know, I can put that right there. Yes, we are live. We are live. You want me to put a shoe on my head to prove that this is live? Well, that doesn't compute with my AI script. My programmer didn't give me shoe on head functionality. I don't have that functionality, so I can't do it. You want to see my keyboard? Okay, I'll show you my keyboard. Here, whoop. Keyboard. I do have a keyboard. There it is. But we are live. We are live. Thank you for the great reporting. Thank you, Ciara, for tuning in. I appreciate it. It's I gotta say, it's an absolute honor to be able to make YouTube videos for you guys. I wake up every day. It's super fun to do. I'm passionate about it. It's fulfilling. Oh, you know what? I don't have text to speech working, so I'm gonna read out everything personally. I'm sorry, like I said, my nose is stuffy, my throat is messed up. Hey Matt, can you look into and put a vid together covering the April 1st Wisconsin Supreme Court election? If the DNC judge is elected, it can mean GOP losing the majority of the House reps. I will look into that. Thank you. No promise on the video, but I will look into that. It's kind of hard. I'll tell you, the hardest part about what I do making these YouTube videos is finding what topics, what are we going to talk about? Because there are some things I would love to talk about, but they don't have national appeal. You know, so I live up here in Washington. I'm from Oregon. I like to talk about Oregon, Washington, Pacific Northwest stuff. But if you're a guy in Virginia or Texas, you probably don't care about that. So I have to find topics. It's kind of challenging. I have to find topics that are sort of appealing to people across the country, and it can be a little bit hard sometimes, but that's the way that it goes. Crypto. No, we are not doing any crypto giveaways or any crypto anything, I hate to say. If you want to give me crypto, then you're more than welcome to do that. But actually, I don't even have a crypto address. You can't give me crypto. No crypto. No, thank you, 11 Bravo Crunchy. Thank you very much. I will look into that. Thank you. Hey Matt, you watched Real American Politics or some other YouTubers, Radical Politics and Real Texas Political. There's a lot of political commentators I watch on YouTube. I'm actually very good friend. I'm personal friends with Liberal Hive Mind. If you guys know who that is, he's a very successful conservative commentator here. I tune into RJ Talks. I watch Decoy Voice a little bit. I tune into Devori Darkins sometimes. There are a lot of very good very good conservative commentators out here on YouTube. It's true. Thank you, by the way. Thank you very much. Here's a topic. Under Biden, egg prices rose 50%, and under Trump, wholesale egg prices have come down. You know, I was actually reading today on Twitter, just like 2 hours ago, that egg prices are now going down. I actually talk about this a little bit in the video that I uploaded earlier today, is that the reason why egg prices skyrocketed is because, guess what? In December of 2024, 3 months ago or so, Joe Biden, the Biden administration ordered the execution of 13.2 million, 13-something million chickens across the country because of bird flu. They were scared of the bird flu. Well, if you kill 13 million chickens, as a reminder, question to the audience, where do eggs come from? Where do chickens? Eggs come from chickens. And so, yeah, if you kill over 10 million chickens, then egg prices are gonna go up a little bit. But now they're going down. As I understand it, I was curious, I looked into this. It takes around 20 weeks for a baby chicken to grow into maturity. And then it can start laying, it can become an egg-laying hen. It takes 20 weeks from chick to hen. You can lay new eggs. And so I think in the next couple weeks here, we're coming out into a chicken. Yeah. 6 months. Yeah. So give it time. It's already getting better, but I think it's going to keep on getting better. And that's kind of that. Where do chickens come from? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Chickens are little dinosaurs. Have you ever think about that? They're like little micro dinosaurs. Dude, I can't believe we have 700 people here. I've been live here on YouTube for 20 minutes. We have 700 of you guys tuning in on YouTube. Everybody say hello, hi. Even I'll type it. Hello. North Beach Soap. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm a big fan of you tuning in. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. I have raised chickens for over 20 years now. Yeah, that's something I'd like to get into. I think we don't have the right living situation at the moment for chickens. Oh, we could do it, I guess, but a couple years from now, we're going to have some chickens, some egg-laying chickens someday. Howdy from Kentucky. Hello. Howdy over here from the great state of Washington, named after one of the greatest Americans ever, George Washington. Hello from Virginia. You know, I look at my YouTube analytics. I can see kind of where people are from. It's like 85, 87% of my viewers, you guys, are from America. We almost have no European viewers, not a whole lot. Latin American, African, Asian. Everybody's American, pretty much. A little background. The DNC majority in Wisconsin court will gerrymander congressional districts, flipping 2 GOP seats to DNC majority districts in Madison, Milwaukee. Judge Crawford is Soros-backed. George Soros is obviously evil, but he's intelligent. You can't call him a stupid guy. George Soros really has gotten a lot of bang for his buck nationwide. He knows how to effectively spend his money. And you know what's really kind of disappointing and depressing to think about? When you talk about, okay, how much money do you need to buy off a politician? Your brain immediately goes like, oh, $1 million. You're going to buy off a politician? It's like, oh, you need like $5 million. No, you don't. It's like 10,000, 15,000. Politicians are cheap. Seriously, like, you're a politician, you're an elected representative, and you sell out for $7,500. So it is depressing. It's demoralizing to think about. It's like, I'm not going to say that's no money, but it's not like that's an insane amount of money. So, hey, a guy like George Soros, billions of dollars, you can really, if you're an evil guy, you can really do a lot of damage. You can buy off hundreds, and he has. These people, they have hundreds of politicians nationwide. And it's not just federal level politicians, it's state level politicians like you're talking about. State representatives, state senators, stuff like that. Yeah, you can do a lot of damage. If you have money, you can really, what do they say? Money makes the world move, or whatever the saying is. I don't know. You can get a lot done. It's great to see you live. Do you do regularly scheduled live streams? Keep up the great work. I don't, but this is my second live stream here on YouTube. We did one maybe a week and a half ago. What did we do on YouTube a week and a half ago? I'm trying to remember why we even had that stream. I can't remember. Anyway, the point is we had a stream a week and a half ago. And so this is the second time now, and I'm thinking, you guys, every time I go live here on YouTube, you guys are so nice to me. Everybody in the chat is super nice. Michael P. and everybody else with the super chats here. I'm like, man, if everybody's going to be this nice to me, maybe I should. Maybe I should do a weekly scheduled live stream. Because everybody is so kind. So yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should start scheduling a weekly broadcast, and we just kind of go live and touch base. Yeah, you're right. It was the State of the Union. That's right. Good reminder. But anyway, yeah, I think it would be a pretty good idea to have a weekly scheduled broadcast, same time, same place, once a week. And it doesn't even have to be some big experience. It can be just kind of hang out, touch base, cover the news, do a weekly news recap, see what's going on, hang out. I think that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. And I'm drinking bubbly, sparkling water. Yum. Hello from Portland, Oregon. You got to get out of there. You got to get out of there. I grew up in the Portland, Oregon area, in the Portland suburbs. And I'm sure you know, it's been a real shame watching the way that Portland has deteriorated. Because Portland was always, kind of weird. It was kind of weird and hipstery, and it was always liberal. But it's fine though. Like, at least it was safe and it was clean and people were nice enough. It's really, in the last 10 years, it's gotten dangerous and violent and homeless and drug abuse and Antifa and Trump voters getting assaulted in the streets or killed or... So now it's like, I don't even feel comfortable going into Portland by myself, let alone with my family. 10, 15 years ago, it was beautiful. It was fine. You didn't really have these issues. So it is depressing. Valiant Goat with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. So is anybody here? I have to ask a question. Maybe you are, Valiant Goat. Is anybody here a YouTube streaming expert? I'm not, because I have a question here. If you have a membership like Brandwell or Mike Donaldson or Dupree's in the chat, what do you guys get out of it? Presumably you don't have to watch ads, I think. It gets rid of ads is my guess. So that's how it works on Twitch and on Kick and on pretty much every other streaming website. So that's probably what happens. Anyway, I guess it's a good deal. You don't have to watch ads anymore. Question, why has Bondi not gone after these criminal thieves yet? Well, are you talking about the Epstein case? The Epstein case is a little bit sensitive. On a scale of 1 to 10, how conspiratorial do you guys want to go on this fine Tuesday afternoon? I think that there are probably some forces within the government that are actively working to not have this stuff released. I think there would be a lot of people with a lot of egg on their face if these Epstein files were to get released. And so, excuse me. Goodness gracious, thank you. Michael P, dog guy here too. Love the German Shepherd. Hope to see more live streams. I'm going to join your channel. I always enjoy the daily news coverage. That means a lot. Thank you. Right now, the live streams don't have any schedule whatsoever. This is totally random, but I really... Do you guys agree? I think I should schedule a weekly live broadcast. I think we should do that. I think that's a good idea. So, I don't have a date or a time yet, but I think that's something that I should do. And then I also see this from unhyphenated. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Announce it in the YouTube videos. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. Let everybody know for a week or two. Hey, we're doing weekly live streams. Hey, it's on this day, this time. Not a bad idea. You used to live 1 block away from Powell Boulevard in Portland. I seen the changes before I left 20 years ago and it was getting bad. Yeah, dude, it is bad. Oh, you know what? I just got a message on Discord right now from Liberal Hive Mind, my friend. I sent him this video the other day, and he just responded to it here. I want to show you guys this video. All right, everybody, get ready to cringe, okay? This is bad. This is gonna be bad.
Yo, this is the Ranking Rizzler on appropriations, serving Connecticut's 3rd District. It's time to enter your dark academia Congress era. All right, besties, House appropriation is the money moves in Congress. We are not chasing the bag, we are the bag. Democrats are making life smoother through government funding. It's giving skibbity. So Sigma,
skibbity.
Main character energy. But Republicans Project 2025.
Who in their right mind votes for this person? Because, by the way, this person here, I forget her name, Representative DeLauro, yeah, that's her name. So she has 2 layers. First off, it's the layer, this is how she looks. So you have to get over the way that she looks. There's an appearance issue. She looks insane. She looks crazy. She looks like a Batman villain out of a comic book. But then beyond that, the second she opens her mouth, she's insane. There's something wrong. So how do you vote for this person?
Is mad sus. Eliminating the Department of Education? Negative aura points. Basically, the biggest phantom tax on the environment, on your education, and your rights. Big L posting it online, buddy. Democrats understood the assignment, but go off. See how I keep you informed? Very cutesy, very demure.
Yeah, wow. Wow, she's so cool. She's just like the cool kids. Wow, she's young and hip and cool, just like me. Wow. I'm going to vote for her now because she uses all the words that I use, like skibbity. And I don't know. She's just like us kids. Is she single? Hey, you can have her. Is she? I don't know. She's all yours. I'm happily married. Anyway, yeah, geez. Okay, so anyway, what were we talking about? I think really, guys, if we want to finish the Sam Seder video, we need to get going now. We gotta go now. Oh, did Punk Rat pop in the chat? He was DMing me. Did you? I see somebody said hi to him. No, maybe not. Okay, anyway, I don't know. Anyway, I think we should watch the Sam Seder video. Is that okay with you guys? It's 90 minutes long. I think we should get to it. The Democrats got nothing and they know it, so they've resorted to pandering to the lowest common denominator. I mean, you guys know it's all fear-mongering, it's all lies, it's all theatrics. They're freaking out. I mean, this is a great point you bring up, because right now, one of the biggest Democrat talking points is Trump is going to cut Social Security. Trump is going to rip away people's Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security and everybody's entitlements and da-da-da. It's like, how many times has Trump and various other people in his administration come out and said, no, we are not doing that. That is not the plan. That's not happening. But still, all of these Democrats every single day, Donald Trump is going to rip away your Medicaid. Donald Trump is going to steal away your social. It's like, and so you know that when they are telling these lies that are this blatant, right? Lies that are this easily fact checkable, you know they have nothing. You know they have absolutely nothing, and that's exactly what we all know. Okay, thank you, by the way. Thank you very much. True, very true. Look at this. Look at this, Mike Donaldson. Thank you very much for the 20. This one's orange. Wow. That's a big one. I've been watching your videos for almost a month now. I don't miss a single video. Got to get my Matt Morris TV fix. I appreciate that a lot. That really means a lot. You guys that tune in every video, I really do appreciate that. I put my essence into the videos. Every video, I don't know, it takes me probably 6 hours to make. I'm sitting, first off, I'm researching, I'm looking over the internet. What are we talking about today? What are we going to say? Then I have to, I type it all up by hand. I type up a video script. I record it, and then I spend an hour or two editing the videos in my Sony Vegas video editing program. So I'm hustling all day to make as many videos as I can. By the way, I think normally most days I make 2 videos a day. I think I'm at a point where I am going to try to start making 3 videos a day. I think I can do that. I've been really working to like streamline my workload and optimize and, you know, scheduling and everything. I've been trying to make everything slightly more efficient here and there. I think maybe I can start doing 3 videos a day. I'm on the cusp of that. So anyway, hopefully there's more videos every day. But we got to see. So thank you again. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Mike. And Mish, there's 5, and Brent, and thank you, Mish. I don't want to gloss over any of you guys. Brenda Spears, thank you with the 199. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Michael P, he's a supporter. RF is a supporter. John S. Dark Raven here, love the YouTube vids. Back from the World of Warcraft days. Thank you. Good to see you. Okay, listen. We need to start watching this video. Everybody say, okay, yes or no? Should we watch the Sam Seder video? If we're going to do it, we got to go now, because it's about 2 hours from now. The House is doing their vote, so we need to get this show on the road. Okay, the intro is over. The introduction is over. Now it's time to get to business. So where did I put that? I had that somewhere. I'll just pull it up. We're going to YouTube. Am I on X? I am on X. So you guys can follow me on X right there. There's that. And I'm also on YouTube. I think you spell his name Seder, S-E-D-E-R. Seder. Debate. Where did I see? Here it is. Okay.
Like, what's the problem?
Okay, so this young woman here on the right, this conversation between these two has kind of gone viral. This is the most exciting part. So we're going to watch the entire thing. It's 90 minutes long. I'm going to try to keep the pausing to a minimum, but let's be honest, I'm not. I'm probably going to be pausing a lot. We're going to talk our way through this. And then we're going to watch the House vote, and I think it's going to be a great freaking day. So once again, thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate it, guys. Let's go. Yeah, we can do some fact checking. I'll add some commentary. We can do some debunking. Maybe we can do some rebunking and then some debunking after that. Oh God, you're real. I am real. I am a real person. I'm a real human being. I'm an American. I like to eat steak. I have a wife. I have children. I live in a house. I breathe oxygen. I'm not a robot. I drink about a half a gallon of milk every day. And I am a real human. I'm a real human. I'm a real American human. Okay, now let's play the video.
xenophobic nationalism? Don't you think that's better for
Oh, thank you,
Americans
by
in
the way.
general?
To
Like
be
Thank you, Alpha.
Yes.
Nationalism is
We
better.
should have a coherent culture. Everyone should be a part of the same culture.
Which, do you get to choose what the culture is?
We already have a dominant culture.
I mean, look, I got to be honest with you. Like, you and I have a fundamental disagreement. We will never see eye to eye on this.
He disagrees that America has a culture. He disagrees that America has a unique culture. Okay, he's off to a bad start.
I'm Sam Seder, host of the Majority Report, and today I am surrounded by 20 conservatives.
All right, let's go.
My first claim is Trump's attack on DEI hides his real goal, which is to give corporations more power.
What?
Sorry, Sam.
No worries.
All right. I think I have a slight issue with the back end of the premise. I guess Trump's attacks on DEI being a real goal to, give corporations more power. I'd rather center the conversation around the democratic, especially as conservatives, the issues that people have with DEI and why I believe Trump would, want to support the.
Okay, chat. What is the problem with DEI? I think before we have the DEI conversation, it's important to comment what even is the issue? Why do we hate DEI? The reason why we dislike DEI and also affirmative action and critical race, it's because these ideas, these principles undermine meritocracy. Okay, normally how things should function when you're applying for a job or trying to get accepted into a university program or promoted at the job you already have, it should be whoever is best, whoever's performing the best, whoever is the most intelligent, the most apt, the most skilled. These people should climb. They should get the spot, right? Whoever has the highest scores, whoever is most intelligent. Things like affirmative action, things like DEI hiring and promotion agendas, these protocols, completely flips that upside down. We say, listen, you might be qualified. Generally, it's white guys and Asian guys, white people and Asian people that are sort of getting screwed over by these ideas. That tends, that's just like, look at the numbers, but it's okay. So for example, hey, Asian guy, we know you scored really, really highly, but we're not going to let you into Harvard this year because we have too many Asians. Instead, we're going to let in this black woman who scored more poorly than you. Her score was not as high, but we've arbitrarily decided that we need more black people. And this happens in the office, this happens in the universities, or, maybe not university acceptance, but who's going to get the promotion? Who's going to get hired for the job? You guys know exactly. So it completely undermines the sort of meritocratic foundation that this country was built upon. And that's why it's bad. On top of that, you can make the argument it's just fundamentally racist. It is, hey, listen, okay, we're regardless of which race, we're going to arbitrarily pick racial protocol, racial quotas. We need X many black people and Y many yellow people and Z many white people, whatever. And then you're hiring people based on that. It's absurd. It's crazy.
The issues that people are voting for him for.
I'm talking about his whole attack on DEI. It's actually DEIA,
Sure.
right? You know that.
Right.
In government agencies. The A being for accessibility.
Right. Yeah, and I think the attack on DEI isn't an attack on people's protections. It's on the other end of the spectrum, right? Wanting to end DEI doesn't want to end protections for someone being disabled, someone being inaccessible to get into a job. It rather wants to de-incentivize corporations to push them to hire these people on unfair bases, right?
But DEIA is not about quotas or anything like that. It is about protections for people within these organizations, or to make sure that you have different communities that have the opportunity to apply to these things.
Right.
So it can mean within government agencies.
Once again, everybody has the opportunity to apply to anything, whether or not you're qualified to actually meritocratically earn the position or the spot. That's a different conversation. There's nothing stopping anybody anywhere from applying to anything, though. That's not the case.
It means things like, let's pay interns so that not only wealthy people can have their kids do internships in these agencies,
right.
Or let's put out notices around different parts of town,
sure,
metaphorically speaking, so that people know this job exists.
Right. This is where it begins, but this isn't the ultimate goal that conservatives have an issue with. Conservatives don't have an issue with trying to spread job applications to poorer communities.
Well,
so
then why rescind?
What happened to the other format? Matt appears to be very far away. What happened? Do you want to see a magic trick? Can I show you something here? Look at this. Watch. Wait. Check this out. Oh, well, that's a little bit messed up. But anyway, welcome to my real house. Welcome to my lake house. It costs $17 million.
In DEIA requirements in government agencies.
Because the problem with DEIA is there may not be like perceived actual number quotas, but that's what it devolves into, and especially with corporations.
Do you have the evidence of that?
I mean, sure, we can look at corporations that are government agencies that are hiring people on not true proper bases. We can even look at.
I mean,
we can even look at.
Would you have
DNC's,
any evidence that that's happening?
Yeah, even the DNC's nomination of Kamala as president this year. There was no reason to nominate Kamala as she wasn't democratically selected. She wasn't. She didn't go through a single primary.
Anybody here that has a good memory, you will remember something on the 2020 Joe Biden campaign trail. 2020. Joe Biden says this 5 years ago now. He says, "Listen, if I get elected as president, I'm making 2 campaign trail promises right here, right now." And he does this on video. We can find the video if you guys really care. But Joe Biden promises on the campaign trail, he says, if you elect me, I promise I will appoint a black Supreme Court judge, a black female Supreme Court judge, and I will pick a black female vice president. That was his promise. And so, yeah, if you are promising that you're, okay, first off, what percent of the population are black women? Black people in the country are 12%. Half of that is, okay, so 6% of the country are black women. So if you're saying, I promise I'm going to appoint a black woman Supreme Court justice, and I'm going to pick a black female vice president, you are necessarily turning away 94% of the country. 94%, just by nature of you being the wrong gender and the wrong skin color, I don't want you. I'm only and exclusively looking at this 6% because they happen to be black women. They happen to be the right skin color and right gender. Of course, there's a problem with this. And he's going to deny it, but this is absurd. Everybody knows it's absurd. By the way, Rumi with the $20 super chat, thank you very much. Thank you very much. He says DEI is a meritless program and of no state testing for vocational training. Meritless, absolutely. That's the perfect word for it.
None of these things.
So you're saying that Kamala was the vice president of the United States after the president drops out 2 months before the convention. You think that's a DEI
She wasn't
hire?
Every presidential nominee is democratically selected to be the nominee for that party,
Do you realize
except
there were
for
not
Kamala
even
Harris.
primaries prior to 1972
well,
in
sure,
the Democratic
but
Party?
this isn't before 1972.
Well, I understand, but what did you think you were going to run primaries in those 2 months?
Well, sure,
I mean, Joe Biden should have dropped out
even
3 years ago, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, sure, but even before, when Kamala was running in primaries, she wasn't the next man up. None of this. She wasn't the next person.
Well, she was the vice president,
right? Of course, but she wasn't in primaries.
Detail. But
right,
listen,
here's the reality. There are other people during the 2024 campaign on the Democrat side that, guess what, got more votes than Kamala Harris. RFK Jr. is one of them. RFK Jr. tried to primary Joe Biden. The DNC completely shut down and pushed aside RFK Jr. They wouldn't give him anything. And so RFK Jr. has now swapped over. He's our health secretary. But technically speaking, RFK Jr. in the 2024 Democratic primary, he got more votes than Kamala Harris. So this party that talks about we are the Democrats. Democracy is super important to us because we're the Democrats. Well, I guess in practice, that actually ends up not being true.
Aside from, I would have might have wanted a different candidate as well. But that has nothing to do with Trump rescinding orders that basically say you need to search for a wide range of candidates, not necessarily give any different benefits, but you need to make sure different communities have access to the awareness of this job. You need in your office accessibility for people who have.
Imagine if Kamala Harris was president. You know, oftentimes we call Democrats and progressives, oh, they're so stupid. I don't think Joe Biden was stupid. I don't agree with everything he did. I don't agree with most of what he did. I don't think, you know, he definitely got a little bit senile near the end there, no doubt. But, you know, I don't think Joe Biden is like a fundamentally stupid guy. I don't think Adam Schiff is a stupid guy. I think we have different agenda, we have different beliefs, but I don't think they're stupid. I don't think Chuck Schumer is stupid. I don't even think Nancy Pelosi is stupid. I just think Kamala Harris, you can tell she's stupid. Do you guys kind of get do you guys agree here? You can tell Kamala Harris is a fundamentally stupid person. She's not smart. She's a nincompoop.
Have physical handicaps.
Sure.
If you have folks who identify as as trans, you need to make it at least hospitable and not. This is all non-discriminatory stuff. That's what this is all about.
But you're cherry picking the portions of DEI that even conservatives don't have issues. Conservatives don't have issues with making workplaces.
The whole DEI apparatus within our government was a function of doing exactly what I said. Had nothing to do with quotas.
It is unfortunate that those things get taken out, and there might not have been specific numerical quotas.
What else was he trying to take out?
It's trying to take out people getting jobs that don't deserve those jobs. People getting pushed into positions they have no qualification.
There is no evidence of what you just said happening in these government agencies.
That's not true at all. I mean,
I can't believe that Sam Seder in the year 2025 with a straight face is saying that there is no evidence that DEI subverted meritocratic hiring or promotional or university admittance rates. I can't, this guy is just a liar. He's just plainly lying.
I mean, we're not allowed to sit here and have notes and numbers to pull up for you. You can't,
give me one example.
You can't ask me to pull up numbers when I'm not able to sit here and look on a computer for you, but these are.
Here's one irrefutable example that he can't deny is affirmative action. Affirmative action was in effect for, I think, around 50 years, 45 years. The Supreme Court overruled affirmative action 2 or 3 years ago. This is a perfect example of DEI in action, right? Is affirmative action. Listen, we have too many white people. We have too many Asian people. We need more black people. So I know this white guy has a higher score than this black woman, but we're going to take the black woman because she's black and a woman, right? That's how affirmative action worked. This is the problem. This is what we're talking about.
How problems that conservatives.
Sorry, you've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
Thanks, man.
Goodbye. Oh.
See ya.
Okay, so I think the roots issue with DEI isn't what the previous gentleman was trying to point. Conservatives aren't necessarily have issues with those things like accessibility to people who might need help. The issue is, and I kind of referred to this before, when you have agencies and systems, what tends to happen when you have government overreach, big government, is that agencies and systems get abused. And I think unequivocally, DEI was heavily abused in practice. It was great in theory. It's idealistic, which is sure.
Uh-oh. Hello? Hello? Am I back? Hello? Wait. Am I back? Hello? Hello? Everybody type 42 in the chat if you are here. Wow. Okay, I'm back. So what the hell just happened? I got kicked off, and then I looked at my own stream and it said stream suspended for community violations or something. And then I am back again. I don't know what that was. So do you guys mind if I take a minute here and look into this? Check YouTube violations. I have no idea what just happened. View your YouTube reporting history. Uh-huh. Someone complained. Well, I don't even know how to check this. Guidelines. I'm skimming through Google here. Check my YouTube, notices or something. Channel account terminations. Sign in YouTube Studio. The channel associated with the email address you're currently signed into wasn't removed from YouTube. Yeah, okay. I don't have a copyright notice. I don't even know on my dashboard where I find behavioral notices or suspensions or anything. Maybe I got an email. I'll check my phone. Lost sound. Hello? 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 Jubilee does not allow anyone to react to their videos. Seriously? I don't think that is the case. Because I know people on Twitch do it all the time. Well, the problem is, okay, I'm trying to figure out what happened, but I don't have any information about what happened at all. I don't have an email. There's nothing on my, I don't know. Yes, any creator reacting to them on YouTube gets struck. Okay, well, I guess maybe we should stop reacting to this to be safe. But once again, I'm looking at my... I can see my copyright stuff in my dashboard here. There's nothing there regarding this at all. So I don't know how many people are tuning in here still. I need to reopen my own stream here. Well, sorry about the hiccup, guys. I don't see anything anywhere saying that I'm in trouble. Nothing. Nothing at all. So, maybe everything is just fine, I guess. What if I hold up here? Like even on this stream here right now, I still have advertising enabled. There's still ads running. Oh, here, check this out. This is the back end of today's stream. Video copyright. What happened? Channel visibility. No copyright issues were found in the video. That's for today's stream. No copyright issues. So I don't know. I don't know. I have intentionally not chosen to play copyright music on today's stream. This is like free use music. So I don't, do you guys want to kind of risk it and keep on watching this? Maybe we just keep on going here, and maybe it was something weird. It was a fluke. And it's all good. I don't really know what to make of this, folks. Keep going. Okay, hey, let's keep going. And we're going to hope that nothing weird happens. So we'll keep playing. Try without making it full screen. Okay. I will not make it full screen like this. How about that? We'll leave it just like this.
Sure is fine, that a lot of people can get behind, but it was abused in a lot of ways. When you have actors, like we're in California right now, when you have actors, white male actors who are being told, we do not want white men, we're not gonna cast any white men, we only want this particular kind of gender, race, right? That is an abuse of a system. It's no longer fair, but more about just perpetuating one aspect of, you know, visual compelling aspects, because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is companies are going to say, well, we want to look the most diverse. Okay, well, and what that is it's moral grandstanding. It's saying because we have more black women, we're better, we sell better soda, like that. I got you. That is not.
Are we going to? Is the stream really down again? Really? All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me know when I'm back. Are we back? I'm just waiting here. Okay, and I'm back. Okay, man. Wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is really something else. This was not part of the plan today. This was not part of the agenda. Something very weird is going on here. once again, I'm going to show you something here. This is the back end of today's broadcast, this very live stream. No copyright issues have been found in the video. The channel's not affected. The visibility is not affected. The monetization is not affected. Nothing. No copyright content is found on the video. So what does that mean? That means I don't know what the hell is going on here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to keep on streaming. We are not going to watch the Sam Seder Jubilee video. If I had to guess, and I don't know if this is true, but if I had to guess, I would guess that there is some type of automated bot that is attempting to report my channel on behalf of Jubilee, but because what we're doing is allowed and fair use, the reports go through, it's automated, but nothing actually sticks. Does that make sense? So that is my guess. So I guess that means that we should stop watching the video. No more watching the video. The fun is over. We're going to keep the show going because once again, in about 1 hour and 40 minutes, 1 hour and 40 minutes, the House is going to be voting on whether or not to shut down the government. So we're not going anywhere. I'm going to keep on streaming, but I guess we're not watching the Jubilee video. So we're going to have to find something else to do. So we're going to have to scramble. I mean, that was the plan. That was the show. So now we're going to have to get real creative. So hey, everybody, your voice of reason has command presence, more effective than average, Matt. Sure. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. Are you telling me that the show would be different if I was like, hey, everybody, I've had enough of these liberals. These progressives are ruining the country. It would be different, really? Okay. Well, then I won't do that. I'm not going to do it. I'll keep talking in my normal voice. Live logging. We are live. Hi, Turbo. Hey, dude. Yeah, that's my real secret voice. Man, dude, how much does this suck? Man, dude, what a weird day. I was not expecting that to happen on YouTube. That was not part of the plan. That's not part of my evil agenda, is to get smacked down by automated YouTube copyright enforcement. But once again, like, I don't have a notice or a suspension or anything weird. There's nothing. That's just really weird. Very weird. Who the hell knows? Bad boy, I guess so. Alex Jones had a channel back on YouTube for a couple days until they shut it down. Losers, yeah, I remember they got rid of Alex Jones in like 2017, I think. Yeah, back in the day, long time ago. This is crazy news. I don't know if you guys heard about this. There was an Alex Jones news correspondent that 2 days ago got killed. He got assassinated, murdered, right outside of his home in Austin, Texas. I don't really know all the details, but I read the headline. Somebody killed this guy. Here, I'll try to pull up the article. Alex Jones, staff member killed. We'll read this real quick here. Oh, this is paywalled. Can I read this? InfoWars writer brutally murdered in Texas, Alex Jones says. The conspiracy theorist announced the death of Jamie White on his show. A writer for Alex Jones' conspiracy site InfoWars conspiracy website was killed late Sunday near his apartment in Austin. On his show Monday, Jones said that the staff member, 36-year-old Jamie White, was, quote, brutally murdered outside of his home a few miles from the InfoWars office. That's terrible. So I don't know. I don't know the details. If this was politically motivated, if somebody did this because he worked at InfoWars, or if this was like a random crazy person, just it was like a random terrible thing. I don't know. I don't know what happened here. They didn't steal anything, really. I mean, keep in mind, there are crazy people in the world and crazy things happen, but I mean, when this is the situation, you kind of have to do a double take. What really is going on here? So was he shot? Was he stabbed? Shot. It was a shooting outside the apartment building. He was lying on the ground. Obvious signs of trauma. Killed in the parking lot. The suspect fled the scene. They were possibly burglarizing White's vehicle when he stopped them. We've been seeing this across the country. Okay, I'm going to guess at what happened here because another very similar story happened about a week ago. It was a guy who came out into his front lawn, like right outside his house, and there were two, actually, in this case, illegal immigrants that were trying to steal his catalytic converter. They were breaking his window. They were underneath the car, stealing the catalytic converter. And this guy approached, he said, "Hey, listen, stop. Get out of my car. Stop stealing my stuff." And they shot him, and the guy died. So I guess word of caution, it's not worth it if somebody is out there breaking into your car, stealing your catalytic converter, taking your tires or whatever. It's not worth your life, and you never know. Some of these people are crazy. Some of these people are violent. It's just not worth it. You know, it sucks to say let him have it, but it's like, is it worth your life? Is it worth dying? Is it worth dying? No, it's not worth dying. Tan Green, hey, thank you. First time catching the stream. Seriously, I was wondering if you're AI. Sorry about that. Listen, it's not just you. I get a lot of comments. I think it's because of my background. Here, I'll show you. This is my video. Well, that's my beautiful dog back there, my beautiful German Shepherd. But take a look at this. So, look at that. So every day before I record a video, I put up it's a green screen. And then this is that's how I film the videos. So I think probably the background makes people think that I'm AI or something, but no, I'm a real person. I'm a real human. I am a real human being. I have a life. I have a dog. I have a wife. I have kids. Put that back down. But that's the real deal. Fake. I am not AI. I'm not artificial intelligence. I'm a real human. Dude, my throat, it's allergy season. I think I might be a little bit sick. It's like I'm having a hard time talking, man. I was not expecting. I can't carry a sentence. I feel like I need to have a glass of tea. I wonder if my beautiful wife is listening. Maybe she could make me a cup of tea. I wonder, a nice cup of tea. I wonder if my wife is tuning in. I hear her moving around upstairs. So, well, okay, I'm going to be honest, guys. We're planning to watch in about 90 minutes. We're going to be watching the House members vote on whether or not the government is getting shut down. That's 90 minutes from now. The original plan was to watch the Jubilee debate video, but I kept getting in trouble. I kept getting canceled by these liberals. The liberals are canceling me, so we can't watch the debate. So I'm going to be live for the next 4 hours probably. But now the problem is we have no content. We have no content. So I guess we're just kind of hanging out. We're just chilling. Maybe we can take a look and see what's going on Twitter. Your tone of voice and mannerisms make you seem AI. You know, if I'm going to be honest, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm probably just a little bit autistic. So if that means I'm AI, I don't know what to tell you, but that's just how I am. What can I say? You are how you are. It is what it is. We are the content. Yeah, this is the kind. Hey, it's kind of nice to have a little community hangout though, right? We're just hanging out, we're chilling, making small talk. It's kind of nice. We're on the spectrum a little bit. You put on a great show. Hey, Kathleen Campbell, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Did I finally get a new chair? Oh, yeah. Wow. That's a breaking news story. Who here wants to hear a breaking news emergency story? Hi, sweetie. You want to say hi? All right, everyone, hold up. Listen. Hold up. Come on back here. Yep. This is my lovely artificial intelligence wife. I programmed her myself. She's still a little bit weird. I'm working out the kinks.
Okay. Well, I gotta go check on my kids.
All right. Okay. She's taking care of the kids. Our two beautiful AI kids. We have an AI daughter and an AI son and an AI dog. And she brought me an artificial intelligence cup of tea. Ooh, it's the Oregon mug. And now I need to steep. I need to teabag my tea here. I'm steeping. It's all AI. Everything is AI. Yep. Yep. No, so my wife is from Germany. She's from Western Germany. And we met each other about 5 years ago playing World of Warcraft. And now I have an older audience. I think most of you guys are probably older than me. I think a lot of people, well, okay, I'm going to say everybody post your age in the chat, but you don't have to do it if you don't want to. If it makes you feel uncomfortable or something, don't do it. But if you want, everybody post how old you are in the chat. I'm 31. Well, my artificial intelligence was programmed 31 years ago. So yeah, okay. So most people are older than me. Okay, so yeah, because I look at actually here, do you guys want to see something a little bit interesting? I'm going to show you the analytics for one of my YouTube videos. And you guys can actually see, okay, who is watching the Matt Morris News YouTube videos? Let me find, I'll take a look at a video from a couple days ago. And analytics, because I can see gender, I can see age, I can see where you're from. Well, like, I can't see your address, but I can see what country everybody's from, kind of. So, audience. I think this is kind of an interesting conversation to have. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, I'll take a screenshot of this. I think you guys are going to like this. Okay. I think I'm ready to cook here. Okay, so everybody, take a look at this here. Ugh. So, okay, so this video here has 200,000 views. It was from a couple days ago. So we have a pretty good sample size here. So first off, let's go through the details. 48% of you guys are watching the stream, or the YouTube videos at least, on a television. You're not on a computer. You're not on a tablet. You're not on a mobile phone. 48% are watching on a television. That was surprising to me when I first saw that. And then we can see that 21% of you guys are gals. 21% of you guys are actually gals. So who would have seen that coming? And then 70 said, hold up, user specified. So we have the guys, we have the gals, and then we have the non-binary pals. These are my non-binary viewers down there, my woke viewers. They're probably hate watching. They're hate viewing. Oh, I hate this guy. And then we have down here. Okay, so you can see age 13 to 17, 0%. Zero. No kids. Teenagers, no. Age 18 to 24, 1.1%. What is the biggest demographic of viewer watching these videos? 39.7%, 65 years old. Okay, so look at this. Well over half, call it 60%. No, closer to 70%. Just about 70% of my viewers here are over the age of 55. So we have a very mature, a very refined audience, right? You guys are very mature for your age. Well, actually, maybe not, because you are the age to be mature. So all of you are acting your age. I don't know. Does that make sense? Okay. You got to be like Charlie Kirk and capture the younger audience. Your fans are going to all die in the next couple of years. Sag. Nobody's dying. All of my viewers here are going to live forever. But also keep in mind, like every time one person dies, another person gets older. Does that make sense? You know, like a year from now, people that are 54 are going to be 55. So, you know, this is the way it works. People keep getting older, and some people die, and some people are born, and people get older, and that's just the cycle of life. That's the way that it goes. So that's kind of how it works. Happy birthday. Yep. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. But then, oh, look at this over here. Hold, I think I missed a super chat. What motivated you to do this? To do what? To show the video analytics? I just thought it'd be a funny conversation. We were gonna be watching a video. We started it earlier, but I kept getting I don't know, some type of I was having issues, so we stopped. So here we are. You still doing SS checks? Social security of what social I don't know what you mean. We have 71% of people that are Americans. Oh, this is a big problem. Look at this. Everyone, I am very upset at all of you guys because only 61% of you guys are subscribed. So what that means is that 38.3% of people are not subscribed. That is just intolerable. So, hey, if you're tuning in, make sure you're subscribed. Very important, but that's kind of all the big information here, I think. Whoops. There we go. Let me close out of this here. You know what I think would be fun to do? We have about 90 minutes until the House has their vote. Maybe we can scroll around Twitter and kind of see what's going on here today. We can see what the deal is. So let me try to find some good Twitter pages. I like the rapid response page hosted by the White House. We can do this page here. We'll find something to do. Did it pass? No. Okay, so the House has not voted on the government shutdown yet. They're going to be convening for this in about 90 minutes. So we have a little bit of time to kill. So we're hanging out. But I think we have some fun stuff to do because we have some fresh clips coming from Donald Trump himself. So this is 6 minutes ago. POTUS said, a lot of investment coming into our country, much more than I have ever seen. Hundreds of billions of dollars are being invested, the biggest win. So far, well, let me play the clip here and then we'll talk about this.
A lot of investment coming into our country, much more than I've ever seen. Apple is investing $500 billion. IBM was with us yesterday, and they're investing a lot. Just companies all over. I could name them. You've read most of them, many of them. But hundreds of billions of dollars is being invested. That wouldn't have happened if I didn't win the election, number one. And I think, number two, the tariffs are having a tremendously positive.
So far, about $740 billion of manufacturing investments have been made in the last 5 or 6 weeks since Trump got back into the White House. So you have Apple, you have various Japanese companies, Saudi Arabia. He's working on a deal with Saudi Arabia. And so anyway, you have a little bit over $700 billion worth of American manufacturing investments. So this kind of takes a while to kick in because first off, you allocate the money, the investment is made sure, but you actually have to build the factories and get people employed. But within a couple of years, these manufacturing investments, it's a big deal, right? When we talk about manufacturing investments here in America for domestic American manufacturing, what really are we talking about? What really does that mean? We're talking about manufacturing jobs. We're talking about jobs for Americans living in America. We're talking about repatriating manufacturing jobs that otherwise for a long time have been in China or in India or in Malaysia, whatever.
Impact they will have, and they are having. We have car companies that are not building in Mexico now. They're building in the United States. Some of them, the plants were already started and they stopped construction. And now they're going to build in the United States. It was very unfair. They'd build in Mexico and sell them across the border with no tax, no nothing. They'd take away our jobs. They'd close up places in Michigan and all over the country, and they'd build them in Mexico. In many cases, they were owned by China. Built in Mexico, owned by China. And that's all stopped now. They're all coming here. Honda is building a massive plant in different places, Indiana, South Carolina, but also in Michigan, a lot in Michigan. A lot of activity is happening. They're looking all over the place for places, and that's because there is a good spirit. There's a renewed spirit, and also, very importantly, the tariffs are, they don't want to pay 25% or whatever it may be. It may go up higher, maybe go up higher. Look, the higher it goes.
So when we're talking about Trump's tariffs, why does Trump want to impose tariffs? I think you can isolate two big reasons. And this is kind of across the board when we're talking about tariffs for Canada, or tariffs for Mexico, or tariffs for China. These are the big three countries that we're talking about imposing tariffs on. The first reason is to either secure the border or shut down the flow of fentanyl. Okay, so China is involved in the fentanyl flow. It comes across the border to the north, the border to the south. And so we want, first off, we want China to, on their end, shut down the flow of fentanyl. That's one reason to impose tariffs on China as a leverage, as a negotiating tool. And then also for Canada and Mexico, hey, listen, we have fentanyl coming across our borders, your borders as well. We want your help to shut down the borders. Canada is kind of dragging its feet. They've invested a little bit in doing that, but it's not adequate. Mexico has allocated 10,000 Mexican military personnel to lock down their side of the border. And as a result of that, by the way, Donald Trump has walked back about 84% of the tariffs he was originally planning on imposing on Mexico. He's walked back 84% of those tariffs. So Mexico has been reasonably compliant with the tariffs. As a result, Donald Trump has walked back a lot of those tariffs. It's a negotiating tactic. Canada has been a little bit more stick in the mud, so that's still happening. And China also is being a little bit of a stick in the mud. But then also, so that's the first reason. The second big reason why we're talking about imposing tariffs is because we want to repatriate American manufacturing. We want manufacturing jobs to come back to the country, okay? And the best way to do that is to make it cheaper to just manufacture here in the country, if as opposed to manufacturing in China or Mexico to avoid the tariffs. That's kind of the plan.
The more likely it is they're going to build. And ultimately, the biggest win is not the tariff. That's a big win. That's a lot of money. But the biggest win is if they move into our country and produce jobs. That's a bigger win than.
There you have it. TJ Howe, hey, with the $4.99. Hey, Matt, I just want to let you know I discovered you about 6 months ago. And holy smokes, next to Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens, you are by far one. Oh, man, I think the message cut off. Everybody, I am one. I am by far one. And that's it. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be one. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I thank you. For a long time, I was over on Twitch. You guys might have noticed, or you might have if you poked around my YouTube channel, you might have seen this. I was actually streaming video games. I was a World of Warcraft video game streamer on Twitch, and I was uploading World of Warcraft videos here on YouTube for about 8 years. And sort of over the last couple years, I've always been very politically opinionated. I've always had my opinions, but over the last couple of years, I've been talking about them more on my live broadcasts and on my YouTube videos. And so it's really only in the last 3 or 4 months, maybe 4 months, that it's kind of, all right, no more video game stuff, 100% political commentary, political YouTube videos, and that's kind of where we are now. And I have to say, I'm very appreciative of all the support. So thank you very much. So great to see your politics taking you far past what WoW could. I never could have fathomed the amount of support that I have gotten over the last couple months, doing the political commentary stuff. And I have to say, I'm having more fun and personal fulfillment than I ever have. So I'm very lucky that you guys have been enjoying the content so much. Now, what is this here? We have a video from Matt Walsh. We were talking about Matt Walsh a moment ago. Matt Walsh slams the view of America as a, quote, melting pot, affirming that America's core identity is white and Christian. So for better or for worse, that pretty much is the case. It wasn't until 1965, when the Hart-Celler Act was overturned, that we really started bringing in or accepting in everyone from all over the world. Prior to 1965, if you guys are a little bit older, you might remember this. Prior to 1965, we had racial immigration quotas into the country. Okay? Like this country was pretty much and this is not an opinion, like this was our immigration legislation. This was on the books. Country was like, we were only accepting white people pretty much. So let's take a look at the video. Let's see what he has to say. and then we'll talk about it.
You know, this melting pot stuff is almost beside the point anyway. Even if America is a melting pot, however you define melting pot, that does not answer the question of identity. Melting pot is not an identity. Let's just agree with Sam Seder for a moment, just for the sake of argument. It's a melting pot. Fine. Melting into what? And for what purpose? Like, that's the question, Sam. What are we melting into? Why? Imagine that I told you, let's say I told you about an exciting new organization that I just founded. I said, I just founded an organization. You're going to love it. And you ask me, well, what is the organization? And I say, oh, it's an organization with a bunch of different kinds of people. It's a melting pot of people. Do you see how you would still have absolutely no clue what the hell sort of organization it is? I would not have explained anything about what the organization actually is or why it exists or what its purpose is. Yes, it has lots of different kinds of people. Great. Why? What are they doing? What is the context? That's the question that Sam cannot answer. He's debating national identity, but he has absolutely no.
I like this comment, Ish, in the chat. He says, how hot is that melting pot? Is it large enough? The melting pot can't possibly be big enough. That's a curious kind of like, metaphor to walk down here. If the melting pot, let's say you have a big melting pot of cheese, like a big bowl of fondue or something. You know, if you throw in another piece of cheese, if the melting pot is not hot enough, then the new piece of cheese is not going to melt and assimilate into the rest of the cheese. And so let me ask you guys a question. Do you think with our immigration situation that we have an assimilation problem? Does America have an assimilation problem? Yes or no? And I'm going to take a look at the live chat right now. Because I would say that America does have a culture. America does have a unique identity. There are things that make America special and unique and different than anywhere else in the world. And I think for a long time we have been having immigrants come to the country that are not really effectively assimilating. What seems to be the case is we have immigrants coming in the country that are, in large part, not all the time, but a lot of the time, enough of the time that it's worth talking about. Let's put it that way. They come in and they make their own sort of little cultural enclaves where they don't speak English, where, you know, they sort of carry on the cultural customs and norms of the place that they came from, but they don't adopt American cultural customs and norms, or like I said, our language at all. They sort of box themselves off into a cultural enclave. I think that seems to be the case. Not always, not in every case, but in enough of a case that I think it's worth commenting on. I mean, I'll talk about a little personal anecdote. In the Portland, Oregon area, we have places in the Portland, Oregon suburbs where it's like, you know, the entire town is speaking Spanish, right? It's 85% Hispanic. Everybody speaks Spanish. All of the signs on the businesses are in Spanish, and it's like, okay, this is not a case where these immigrants have assimilated. They've set up their own town. It's an entire town of thousands of people that have pretty much refused to assimilate. They're perpetuating the culture that they came from and bringing it in, and it's not assimilative.
Conception of what our identity actually is. That's why when Sarah asks him, well, what do you really not think it's that? What do you think it is? He can't answer. According to leftists like Sam Seder, our country's identity has nothing to do with religion, ethnicity, race, tradition, or borders or laws. Right? Because he would say that illegal aliens who come here are also just as much.
There is this narrative. It's never really explicitly spoken. It's never really explicitly said. But if you start peeling back the layers, you can identify, oh, this is how some people think. There are a lot of people that would like to push this idea that the only common ground amongst Americans, all America is, there's no culture, there's no cultural fabric, there's no shared history, there's nothing. All it is, America is a place to make money. America is nothing more than an economic zone. The only binding thing that holds all of us Americans together is not language, it's not race, it's not history, it's not religion, it's nothing. The only thing that binds us together is that we all want to make money. There are a lot of people that are pushing that idea. I reject that idea. I think a lot of you guys reject that idea. I think there's more to a nation, there's more to a people, there's more to a country than the never-ending pursuit of money at all costs. I think America does have a culture. I know America has a culture. There are things that have made America special and notable. There are reasons why America has excelled. And it's not just that everybody is trying to make as much money as possible. There's more to it than that.
Americans as anybody else. So that means that borders and laws also don't define the country. If that's the case, what is our country exactly, Sam? What is it? What does it mean to be an American? What is our identity? Leftists like Sam Seder can't answer that question. It's the what is a woman problem all over again. So they would rather launch ad hominem attacks or...
Yeah, I guess they've shifted from what is a woman to what is an American. Oh, I need to time this guy out. Hold up. Listen, bro, you can't post that. Put user in timeout, 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah, what is an American? What is a woman? What is an American? It's all relative.
Filibuster than give you a coherent answer because they can't, and they know they can't. Guys like Sam, they can spit and sputter and tantrum all they want, but it won't change the facts here. And the fact is that, again, America was founded by Christians of Western European descent. That is the culture that our country is rooted in. That's a fact.
Well, let's go ahead and ask a very obvious question. If this landmass of North America was colonized by Chinese colonists from China 300 years ago, as opposed to Western European colonists, would this landmass look different? Would the people living on this landmass be different? The architecture be different? The culture, the holidays, the customs, the norms, the language? Yeah, of course it would be different. Of course it would be different. This is such a no-brainer.
If the Chinese or the Arabs had colonized North America and founded a...
Okay, there you go. Hey, that's a good point, Matt Walsh. Excellent point.
Nation here, it would be a fundamentally different nation. This country, the USA, the country that we live in right now, could not have been formed by any group other than Christians of Western European descent. Now, other groups can form countries. Many groups have formed many countries, obviously, but they could not have formed this country. This country is distinctly Christian and European at its core. That is a fact. And guys like Sam have no response to that fact other than to cry about it. And that's why in response to my posts on this subject, in which I simply asked him to define American identity, Seder posted this inane message on X. He said, quote, "I'm impressed how aggressively these guys from Daily Wire are owning white nationalism and theocracy."
So all this young woman did, and all Matt Walsh has done, is acknowledge just like the fundamental history of the country, right? Okay, so let me give you a fact. The first three pieces of American immigration legislation in the late 1790s and early 1800s predicated everybody coming to the country has to be white. You can look that up. Acknowledging that does not make you a racist or a white supremacist to acknowledge American history. There's nothing wrong about acknowledging, no, yeah, that's how the country was made. Just like factually, that is what it is. By the way, Joe Strickland, thank you very much for the $2. What's the best way to send you a PM? Probably on Twitter. Probably Twitter is the best way to get a hold of me. And I take a look at those sometimes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Theocracy.
Thank you.
So that's he called white nationalism. That's scary. Don't you get it, Sam? We don't care. You can label it all you want. Oh, that's white nationalism. That's theocracy. That's Nazism. Whatever. It doesn't matter to us. Don't you see that? Your labels don't mean anything to us. They mean nothing. Not a single thing. See, the emotional blackmail only works if we give a damn what you think of us, and we don't at all. Not at all.
This is 100% fact. The people on the left over the last 10 or 15 years, probably 15 years, they have thrown out these words You're a racist. You're a Nazi. You're a bigot. You're a misogynist. You're a sexist. You're a transphobe. You're a blah, 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 whatever. There's infinity of them. They have thrown out those words so much that nobody cares. Chat, do you care if a member of the progressive left calls you a racist? Does that bother you? Does that ruin your day? It doesn't matter anymore. They've done it too, and the problem is they've done it so baselessly. So there's no foundation to when they say that. It's like, okay, listen, who cares? It's kind of like the boy who cries wolf situation.
So you're left with the question still that you can't answer. Once again, he refuses to articulate an actual response. Instead, he resorts to these dumb labels that win debates in his circle, but he's left flailing and flabbergasted when he finds himself surrounded by people who aren't afraid of the labels. We don't care what you call us. The word white is not a pejorative to us. So now what, Sam?
You're a white.
What do you have to say now? That tactic's off the table. We don't care. What about the issue?
Yeah, what about the issue, Sam Seder? What about the issue? Okay, guys, we have one more hour. By the way, letting you know, one more hour until the House. Our lovely Congressional House representatives are going to convene, and they are going to vote on whether or not to shut down the government. Where is the page I wanted to go to? I wanted to go to rapid response. Rapid response. There we go. Okay. All right. They cried wolf too many times, and now the wolves could literally be among us, and we don't care. I think that's probably the case. Let's take a look at what's going on with the Canadian tariffs. It seems like Canada, Ontario specifically, has walked back their claim that they were going to put a 25% tariff on electricity leaving the country.
Why do we have electricity that we depend on coming from Canada?
Good question.
Well, hydroelectric. They have dams in Ontario that got to go to marketplace, and those dams are not far from the U.S. border. So we do have free flow of electricity, free flow of oil and natural gas both ways across the U.S.-Canadian border. Energy systems are large scale, so they just tend to be built that way. But yeah, of course, that was an outrageous claim that we heard coming out of Canada. But I want to point out, of course, it's already been removed. Threatening energy security. That's why President Trump got elected. We were really degrading energy security in this country for 4 straight years. That was heading in a train wreck direction. Higher prices for American, less job opportunities, less investment here. An AI race was about to kick off, and we were set up to lose. We cannot afford to lose the AI race to China. Think of the national defense security implications of that. I think Americans recognize that. They brought President Trump back into power, and he is full steam ahead. We've got to grow energy in the United States, increase our energy security, drive down prices, and enable the investment conditions so the United States can lead on AI. That's a lot of reversals that have to happen, but
this is what Trump is doing, and I think it's a very good idea. I think pursuing a path forward where the word I like to use is autarky. It's like radical independence, radical economic, self-sustaining independence. And I'm not saying we need to be isolationist. No, America has never been isolationist. But being able to sustain ourselves at a minimum, to take care of ourselves domestically at a minimum, and just like at a basic level, food production, energy production, that's a good start. Manufacturing basic goods, basic necessities, that's a great start. That's a really good start. And so bringing energy back to the country, I think, is probably a good thing. I do not agree with Matt. I believe that we are and always been fruit salad, the same as religion. Our Constitution says that every citizen has the right to choose. Kennewick man was Persian. So this is not really like my opinion, and I'm not really stating an opinion here. But if you look at American history, it is a fact. Okay, I'll just make a list of facts here. And I'm not saying better or for worse. I'm not telling you how I want things to be or how they should be. Up until 1965, this country was 90% white. Prior to 1965, this country had an immigration policy that said pretty much only white people are allowed to come to the country. In fact, like I said earlier, our first 3 pieces of immigration legislation in the late 1790s and early 1800s specifically said the only people that are allowed to come into the country are white people of good character. You got to be white. You got to have good character. That's just like American historical fact. And so for 250 years, 200 years, this country was 90% white, around 9% black, and about 1% Hispanic. And that's just like factually, statistically, how the country was. That's how it was. In 1965, that changed. The Hart-Celler Act was overturned, and we sort of opened up the immigration floodgates to people from all over the world. But this is just, that's just like how it was. That's just a fundamental component of American history. Let me take a look here. A melting pot isn't going to be very ideal with hundreds of thousands of violent unaccounted for ingredients added to it. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's like varying levels of vetting immigrants coming into the country. You can talk about that, but at a minimum, let's make sure that people coming into the country are, 1, accounted for, 2, that they're not violent criminals or drug dealers or human traffickers. Yeah, that's like okay, so like bare minimum. Anybody coming in the country, let's know who the hell they are and where they came from. That's a good first step. Second step, are they violent? Are they terrorists? You know, what are they smuggling in? Sex slaves or whatever. Yeah, we don't want that. Are they drug dealers? We don't want that in the country. Yeah. And then you can go from there. And then you go from there. Maybe you can add more layers on top of that, but that's a pretty good start. Messianic, thank you very much. I appreciate that. $14.99. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, guys. I have a stuffy nose today. Very stuffy nose. Okay, so what is this here? We're doing something with Tesla cars. What's up? I'm just going to play these from the bottom. Wow, there's a lot of these here. Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Hello, President Trump. Are you looking to buy or lease today?
Well, I'm going to buy. And I'm going to buy because, number one, it's a great product, as good as it gets. And number 2, because this man has devoted his energy and his life to doing this. And I think he's been treated very unfairly by a very small group of people. And I just want people to know that you can't be penalized for being a patriot. And he's a great patriot. And he's also done an incredible job with Tesla. And I mean, nobody else has a car company started up in the last 30 years that's been successful. I don't think so.
Not in America.
And not only successful, but super successful. And because he's able to find billions and billions and billions of dollars of fraud and waste and all of the things. I mean, our country is going to be very strong very soon because of a lot of the things that he's done and a lot of the things that I'm doing. And there's no better team, but there's no better for what we're doing. There's nobody like this, and he shouldn't be penalized. And
So when we're talking about Elon Musk being penalized, we're talking about, I mean, it's a problem across the country now where you're having violent, radical, left-wing, I'm going to go ahead and call them domestic terrorists because, I mean, how else would you describe it? They are quite literally domestic terrorists. They are politically motivated domestic terrorists that are targeting Tesla car dealerships and Tesla cars across the country. Just innocent people driving Teslas. And they're getting attacked. They're getting bombed. They're getting lit on fire. They're getting shot up. Drive-by shootings. All types of terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. These people should be tried as domestic terrorists. That's my opinion here.
I watched the other day. I said, I can't believe it. It should be the opposite. Hey. People should be going wild. And
thank you again, Joe.
They love the product, but because he's finding all sorts of terrible things that have taken place against our country, they want to penalize him in an economic sense. And I just think that's very unfair. So I just wanted to make a statement. I'm going to buy one. Now, here's the bad news. I'm not allowed to drive because I haven't driven a car in a long time, and I love to drive cars. But I'm going to have it at the White House, and I'm going to let my staff use it. I'm going to let people at the place use it. And they all are all excited about that. I'm not allowed to use it. Can you believe it? One of my great things.
There you go. Fun fact, yeah, the president of the United States of America is not allowed to drive a car. You're not allowed to drive. You're not allowed. And so even if Trump wanted to get inside of a car and drive it around town, he's not allowed. He has to have a Secret Service cavalcade drive him around. That's part of the deal. Actually, now that I'm thinking about this fun fact, one of the things that George Bush used to do, President George Bush, who stopped being president in early 2009, he had a big ranch in Texas, and there was like a stipulation in the rule that said he could drive a car on private property. So he had this big, massive Texan ranch, and he would go back to Texas sometimes just to drive his truck. He'd drive his truck around all over his own ranch in Texas, and there's nothing anyone could do about it because it was his private property. So he would go back to Texas just to drive his car. Maine Coon Cats, Merlin, and Morgana, American veteran supports your message, Matt. Hey, I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's going to be a good evening. We're going to, in about an hour here, we're going to watch the our lovely Congressional House representatives vote on whether or not our government is getting shut down. Actually, fun fact, well, I guess actually it's not so fun. If you are in the military, who else? I know if you're a veteran or if you're active duty in the military, if the government shuts down, you don't get your payments anymore. So if you're active duty and the Democrats decide to shut down the government in 90 minutes from now, you are no longer getting paychecks. It's actually crazy. Oh, dude, there's a video I wish I could find. Oh, you know who posted it? It's Speaker Johnson, Mike Johnson. He posted a really interesting highlight reel of Democrats, this video here, over the last couple years, talking about how terrible, oh, it's so terrible if the government shuts down. But guess what? Now they might try to shut down the government. Let's watch this video. Let's hear it from the Democrats, just how bad it is.
We believe in governance. We want to keep government open. A shutdown is very serious.
There are real consequences when the government shuts down. It harms our national security, it harms our economy, and it harms service members, veterans, retirees, and vulnerable communities.
We all know a shutdown is unnecessary and completely avoidable.
The tragedy here is all the civilian employees. It is the American people who are going to suffer.
Border Patrol agents will not be paid. TSA agents will not be paid. Small businesses will be hurt.
Not only is it irresponsible and purposely misleading, it is dangerous precedent to be threatening a shutdown.
So I see the question in the chat. Why are the Democrats now trying to threaten a shutdown today? The reason why is because they're trying to kneecap Donald Trump's presidential administration. They're trying to do everything they possibly can do to undermine Trump's agenda. And so they figure, hey, one way to stop him in his tracks is to shut down the government. We're not going to improve a government budget. We're going to shut down the government in order to stop Trump. Is it incredibly hypocritical? Absolutely. Am I still alive? Yeah, sorry, I have PTSD, I guess. Okay, let's keep on playing this.
I'm worried about our air controllers, those in the military. We have over almost 40,000 in the military, as well as personnel who work in the military, and they won't have checks. I mean, this is real.
There are real people's lives at stake.
It is not normal to hold 800,000 workers' paychecks hostage.
What do you want to bet AOC, in about 90 minutes, votes to shut down the government? What do you want to bet that she votes to shut down the government?
It is not normal to shut down the government when we don't get what we want.
Our troops deserve better. Our children deserve better. And the American people deserve better.
These chaos agents, they don't have a plan B. They just want to see everything burn.
Shutdown is an extremist policy designed to appeal to an extremist base and hold the whole country hostage.
A government shutdown is an extremist policy designed to appeal to an extremist base. Well, that seems fitting.
This shutdown, you know who's going to feel the pain? You know who it hurts? You.
And so now, all of them are going to vote to shut down the government here in the next couple hours. Let's go back to the Elon Musk Donald Trump videos here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He picked the red one.
Wow. That's beautiful. This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer. That's beautiful. Wow.
It's all computers.
Yeah, it's just a brake and an accelerator.
I don't want to.
Give Secret Service a heart attack.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Can you start it?
Should I?
I got to be honest. I'm not really a fan of electric cars. I hate to say, you know, maybe someday my opinion will change, but I guess I like it old school. We do it old school, I guess. What else do we have here? Let me see here.
I have an announcement to make that I think would be helpful. I want to say, as a function of the great policies of President Trump and his administration, and as an act of faith in America, Tesla is going to double vehicle output in the United States within the next 2 years.
That's a big deal. That's great. Thank you. And by the way, he makes.
So here's something I don't know. Obviously amongst the left, there's a massive Tesla boycott. They don't want anybody. They're actually not only boycotting but vandalizing Teslas. That contributes to it. I wonder, even if he doubles his Tesla output domestically here in America, are there enough people to buy them? Are people actively buying Teslas? That's something I don't really know.
Makes one car. This one I don't understand. This one I don't want, but that's okay. Without a steering wheel, it comes out next year, right?
Yes.
Explain that, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the Cybercab starts production in Texas next year, and it's self-driving. We have so much confidence in the self-driving nature of it that it will actually not have a steering wheel. It will not have pedals. It'll either self-drive or not drive at all, but it'll self-drive.
And I'm going to pass on that particular.
There you have it. There you have it. Folks, we have about 50 minutes here. Oh, this is a Putin update.
I'll talk to Vladimir Putin, yeah. I want to look, that's the other, it takes two to tango, as they say, right? So hopefully he'll also agree, and I really think that would be 75% of the way. The rest is getting it documented and, you know, negotiating land positions, etc.
So you'll talk to him this week?
So earlier today in Saudi Arabia, Marco Rubio, our Secretary of State, met with representatives from Ukraine, and word on the block, I mean, it's not word on the block, it's official, is that Ukraine has agreed to a 30-day ceasefire, and now all that has to happen is the ceasefire conditions have to get approved by Russia. And so you start with a ceasefire, 30 days, and then you try to go from there. Then you try to really conclude the entire situation. But it's a starting point. So if Russia accepts these ceasefire conditions, it's going to be really curious to see how the insane left-wing media establishment decides to spin this, because quite literally, this is Donald Trump bringing the war to a close and getting both Ukraine and Russia to agree to a ceasefire. People are going to stop dying and getting blown up in trenches in Eastern Europe. It's going to be peace, or at least for some time. It'll be curious to see how they try to spin that. We'll have to see, because you know, they are not going to give Donald Trump credit for anything that he does. Breaking news, Rosie O'Donnell has announced that she has left the United States of America and she's going to move to Ireland. What a beautiful woman. Really, what a beautiful woman. Yeah, hey, man, it's terrible. I'm super sad about this. She's gone. She's gone. So, Thomas Massie, we have a little bit of Republican factional infighting here right now, guys. Before we break that down, if I could have a moment, go to the restroom, come back. Everybody take a 90-second bathroom break. Once I'm back, let's have the big discussion about Thomas Massie, because this is a big discussion. There's a lot of nuance here. Let's talk about this here in a second. But first, everybody, bathroom break, okay? And while I'm gone, you guys can look at all this stuff behind me. Oh, Luke Smart. When you think about it, it's a miracle Trump got these guys to the table. Biden's admin did everything they could to prolong the war. Well, I mean, you probably know this. The Biden admin didn't even talk to anyone from Russia for over 2 years. They refused to talk to them at all. How are you going to work out a peace deal? How are you going to end the war where people are dying every single day? I did the math on this. Every 8 minutes, a Ukrainian dies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, boom, another dead Ukrainian. Consistently for 3 years now. How can you not want to end this? How can you not want to have peace talks? It's terrible. And that's not even counting Russian casualties. Okay, because a lot of Russians are dying too. So I'll be back in 90 seconds, then we're going to have a lot to talk about. Real quick break. All right, everybody, give me a hi in the chat if you are tuning in today. Now, I'll tell you something kind of funny. I was checking my text messages out there as I was walking around, and I have a text from my Uncle Greg. He said, "It looks like they shut down your stream for a policy violation, but we are back." But anyway, Uncle Greg is tuning in today. Everybody say hi, Uncle Greg. Hi, Uncle Greg. He's tuning in maybe to the stream, so hopefully he's enjoying the show. That's kind of funny. Okay, let's talk about Thomas Massey. Where does Matt live? Hood River, Oregon. I don't live in Hood River. Hood River's a nice place, though. Nice little town. But actually now I live in Washington. I live in Western Washington. Let's talk about Thomas Massey. I want to talk about Mr. Thomas. So this is kind of a complex, nuanced issue. I think that everybody here loves Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey, I mean, I'm going to be honest. Thomas Massey, I think, is probably the best American politician that we have right now. I think Thomas Massey is, I mean, this is no shade against Trump. I think I align more with Thomas Massey than I do Donald Trump. We love Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey is great. Thomas Massey is awesome. We love Thomas Massey. He's a House rep from Kentucky. But so right now there's, excuse me, right now there's some issue. There's some issues happening right now. Thomas Massey has refused to, later today in about an hour, sign on to this new budget that Donald Trump really wants. So Donald Trump wants the budget to get approved about an hour and a half, maybe an hour from now, because without this, if the government gets shut down and if Donald Trump doesn't have a budget, then he can't pursue all of the Donald Trump things that he wants to do. He can't continue on full steam ahead with the Donald Trump agenda. Okay. Thomas Massey is a huge, how can I put this? Thomas Massey doesn't want to perpetuate this cycle of never-ending government expenditures. He wants to cut the federal budget. He doesn't want any more unnecessary bloated federal budgets. So he doesn't want to sign the new budget. Okay. At the same time, once again, Donald Trump needs this budget to pass. Otherwise, he can't keep doing the things he wants to do. And so now this is big drama. This is a big beef between these two guys. In the past, they've generally gotten together reasonably well. But now, as of last night, Donald Trump, because Thomas Massie is saying, hey, Republican here, I'm not going to vote for this. Okay? We need a better budget than this. This budget is unacceptable. That's Thomas Massie's opinion. Donald Trump is now saying, all right, Thomas Massie, screw you. We are now going to primary you out. The next time you're up for election in Kentucky, guess what? We are going to support and endorse whoever is your opponent. We are kicking you out. Okay? You have transgressed against the MAGA Trump movement, Thomas Massie, and now you're going to get primaried. Here's the problem, though. First off, I don't think Trump should do that. I think that's a mistake because, once again, everybody really likes Thomas Massie, and you can kind of understand where Thomas Massie's coming from a little bit. At the same time, you can kind of understand where Trump is coming from. Trump needs a functioning government. Trump needs a budget to continue to execute his agenda. So it makes sense why he wants this. And so Trump's take is, okay, listen, give me a year or two right now while we have, maybe I need to rewind. Trump has very limited opportunity for the next 2 years while he has the House and he has the Senate to get shit done. Okay, so every day that he's not getting shit done while he has the House and the Senate is kind of a wasted day. And so if there's a 1 week long government shutdown or a month long government shutdown because he doesn't have the votes to continue the budget, then it's a big problem. Because who's to say, maybe 2 years from now, maybe Trump doesn't have the House. Maybe Trump doesn't have the Senate. At which point he won't be able to get anything done. So you can kind of understand both sides. It's a really tough situation. But we are fully expecting Massie to not vote in favor of this budget in about 90 minutes. They're reporting the bill passed. Is that right? I mean, they shouldn't even be voting on this for another hour. Do we have a...
putting at risk health care for seniors and children with complex medical conditions. The House majority has made Northwest Indiana less safe and jeopardizes our potential for...
Fox said it passed, too. Maybe they're just kind of, like, preemptively counting the votes. Oh, we got something here.
We're following the latest with this continuing resolution that moved through the House 217 to 215, and we're hearing from different lawmakers there outside of the Capitol Hill. We're still awaiting potentially Mike Johnson to step as you see plenty of lawmakers, reporters awaiting his presence. Let's take you, though, outside of this to a Republican from Kentucky. I think that is Thomas Massie, the lone Democrat, the lone Republican, I should say, to vote no. Let's listen into this live on Live Now from Fox.
I do see this comment in the chat. If you're not on board 100%, I have a problem with you. I think, you obviously we are on the same side here. I think that's not a good mindset. I think we like Trump. I like Trump. I'm a big Trump supporter, obviously. We don't want to treat Trump like a demagogue. If Trump does something that I disagree with, I'm not going to pretend that that's not the case. Trump has done things that I disagree with. For instance, one thing that comes off the top of my head is the $5 million gold card. I'm not particularly a fan of that. I don't really like effectively selling American citizenship for $5 million. I'm not a fan of that. Trump is not, God. You don't have to fully endorse every single thing that he does. You can say, this one specific thing I'm not a fan of, whatever. That's fine. That's how we should operate. And also, I think operating that way helps to hold politicians accountable, helps kind of keep them straight.
When they wanted to do a CR in September 2024, wait till after the election. Then we were told, after the election, wait until we've got the Senate majority installed, and then we'll fight and we'll implement Trump's agenda. But there's no fight in them. It's basically Biden's agenda cut, copied, pasted into the discretionary budget.
Do you expect the same thing to happen again in September?
Well, I'll take one point of contention here. It's not Biden's agenda, it's Biden's budget. So by the way, what the vote is today, it's an extension of the budget that Biden and the Democrats passed a couple of years ago. So Trump, if this vote and the vote is passed, Trump assumes Biden's budget. It's not increased, it's not decreased, it's the same budget that Biden had. And so it's not Biden's agenda, it's Biden's budget. The agenda depends on how do you use the budget? What do you do with it?
We should be doing 12 separate bills, and we should be doing those over the summer. I suspect there's going to be very little effort to do that, because what 12 separate bills gets you is only 1/12 of the government stops functioning if one of those 12 bills doesn't pass. This place loves to have the threat of a shutdown. They can get the Freedom Caucus to vote for Biden's agenda with the threat of a shutdown, which is what they did here today.
And what's your reaction to President Trump putting on Truth Social that your days are numbered?
You know, Trump, he spent the whole day attacking me in Canada. And
real quick, so twice now Trump has said that Massey is going to get primaried next time he's up for election. I checked. I think Massey has a 71% approval rating in his district. Massey's not going anywhere. Even if Trump threw his full weight into getting rid of Massey is really well liked. Massey has very high approval ratings. Massey is not going anywhere. Let's just be honest here.
And the difference is Canada caved.
But do you think, are you worried about?
All right.
Nope. Bye.
Thomas Massey there. This is Andrew Kraft, and you've been listening there to the lone Republican who voted against House Speaker Mike Johnson's funding bill, though the funding bill did pass. We do have Speaker Mike Johnson. He just stepped up to the podium. We do want to start it from the very beginning, and he's going to explain what happens next with all of this as this bill now goes to the Senate. Here's Speaker Mike Johnson.
The Republicans stood together, and we had one Democrat vote with us to do the right thing, and that is to fund the government. This was a clean CR. It freezes funding. It's a responsible thing to do, and we're ensuring that troops continue to get their paychecks, and TSA agents continue to do their work and be paid, and essential workers on the border and elsewhere are doing their jobs. It's shameful what happened on the Democrat side. They engaged in a misinformation campaign. They put out talking.
Okay, so just to be clear, every single Democrat other than one voted to shut down the government. Even after all of them over the last couple of years have been screaming, never shut down the government. It screws over the American people, the American worker, blah, blah, blah. It screws over veterans, TSA agents, da, 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 da. And now they have all voted to shut down the government, other than one. Okay.
Points about the bill on Friday before the bill was even filed, which was Saturday afternoon. They've been lying and misrepresenting the facts about what's in the bill, and the American people can read it for themselves. It's only 99 pages long. We did our job today, and it's shameful that they will stop at nothing. They will suggest that this bill is something that it's not, and they will run out the clock to shut down the government in a desperate attempt to stop the America First agenda. But I will tell you that President Trump and Republicans in Congress will stop at nothing to deliver on that agenda. We are going to continue to work hard. We will continue to stick together and get this job done, and it's an essential one. Now that the government funding bill has been passed out of the House, we send it to the Senate, and it falls on the desk of Chuck Schumer. He is the leader of the Democrats on that side, and he must determine whether he wants to fund the government, do the responsible thing, or whether he wants to shut the government down. And I certainly hope that there are enough Democrats in the Senate who have a conscience, who will do the right thing by the American people and take care of business over there. So, any questions? Anybody?
Are you expecting a shutdown?
There you have it.
I certainly hope not. I believe they'll do it. I believe the Republicans will stick together in the Senate as we have in the House. And I hope they're...
Well, so now that it's in the Senate, all you need is a simple majority. You need 51, right? And what? I feel dumb for Republicans are, it's 52-48 right now?
At least a number of Democrats in the Senate who will do the right thing. If not, this will be on their shoulders, and everybody in America knows that.
Mr. Speaker, on the other legislative undertaking, reconciliation, some senators yesterday suggested that they can get the ball rolling by sometime like August, which is far beyond your timeline.
August is far too late. No, we're going to move that ball a lot faster than that, and we'll be talking with our colleagues and friends, Republican leadership in the Senate about this. They will be working the rest of this week, and then I think both chambers are doing district work next week. When we get back, this will begin in earnest, and we'll have leaders and lieutenants, committee chairs of jurisdiction in both chambers working together to begin that process, to finish up the resolution and move forward with budget reconciliation. That's going to be a very important thing for the country.
A rescissions package, a lot of folks have spoken about that in part with this continuing resolution. What's the status of that?
We anticipate that we will get a rescissions package from the White House as soon as all the calculations are made. The reason we took this step now is to allow for that process to continue to play out. And the DOGE efforts and the other things that are happening in the administration are very important for the American people, because ultimately what we're going to be able to do is downsize the size and scope of the federal government, make it work more efficiently and effectively for the people, and identify these extraordinary areas of fraud, waste, and abuse and eliminate that. So a rescission request from the White House would come over.
And so far, real quick, Doge, you can actually go to doge.gov, has already saved, allegedly, take their word for it. I mean, they're posting all the receipts. They've already trimmed out $105 billion of waste, fraud, and abuse from our federal government's budget. Divide that out, that's $652 per American taxpayer, $105 billion. And it's been 51 days that Trump has been in office now. That's a lot.
Over appropriately in the right timing when they have the calculations done, and Congress will do its job there. We are going to deliver for the American people.
So what?
Thank you guys.
We're not sure yet. They're working on the calculations, which is the reason we could not include it today. But we do anticipate that. We're going to work hand in hand with the White House, and I want to compliment President Trump on his ability to be so involved that he's watching this step by step. He is determined to deliver for the people, and we are as well. So this is a well-coordinated effort between the White House and our Senate Republican colleagues and House Republicans. So we'll continue to work in that partnership to get this agenda done. Thank you.
There you have it. So now this bill goes to the Senate. Seems to be the case. The Senate is going to pass this. Government shutdown has been averted. The government shutdown is over. It's not a shutdown, it's a shutdown.
All right, there you have it. House Speaker Mike Johnson catching up with reporters after he secured a victory there for his GOP.
You think you're shadow banned? No, Victoria Totten, I see you right there. Hi.
GOP conference, only losing one vote there in Republican congressman from Kentucky.
Can we shut down Omar? Can you imagine if Ilhan Omar were to get deported? And what a gift to the country. What a splendid day. Breaking news, USAID is telling people to prepare for an all-day shredding event to burn and shred all USAID documents. This isn't even a parody. They're deleting history in real time. Good afternoon. Thank you for your assistance in clearing out our classified safes and personnel documents. If you need to burn the bags, do not overfill and ensure the burn bag can be closed with staples on top. Shred as many documents first and reserve the burn bags for when the shredder becomes unavailable. Can you believe that? It's almost like they're trying to hide something. It's almost like they're trying to cover their tracks. That's a little bit weird. Well, what do you guys say we take a listen to this 8-minute long Thomas Massey video? He's breaking down his logic. Why did he vote the way that he voted? Why don't we just hear this from the horse's mouth? I'm real. I am real. I am real. I am real. You give real info at incredible speeds. They're also convenient watch. Please keep it short and fast. Carrie Zoner, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm a real person. I am not artificial intelligence. I'm a real human being.
Hi, Congressman Massey here. I thought you'd like to know about the fake fight that's going on in the House of Representatives right now over this CR. They're trying to pitch it as a conservative CR versus liberal Democrats. And even the Democrats are going along in the House. But let me tell you why that's a fake fight. They plan to pass it with all Republicans here in the House. But after we leave town, the Democrats are going to vote for it in the Senate. That's right. They're going to need about 8 Democrat senators to vote for this thing over in the Senate. That means that this deal has already been cut, that Mike Johnson has cut a deal with the Senate Democrats, Senate leadership, and even Hakeem Jeffries, he's in on this, so that they can pitch their fake fight here in the House.
Now, why am I so certain this is going to pass in the Senate when it gets over there with 8 Democrats or however many Democrats they need? Well, Mike Johnson is sending us home a day early. We're going to vote on this thing and skip town. If you thought there was really a threat of them not passing it in the Senate, why would you leave town? The other thing that's going on is the Democrats have a retreat, an off-site retreat.
Please raise my volume. Here's what I'll do. I'll put the mic closer to my mouth, okay? Maybe that's the best I can do for you guys.
Where they're going to get together and party and have, guest speakers and stuff. And that starts tomorrow and runs through Thursday and Friday. Now, you think they're not going to let this thing pass? What would happen if, let's say, the Freedom Caucus decided to take the conservative stance on this CR and oppose it? Well, they would be about 30 or 40 votes short here in the House, the Republicans would. But Hakeem Jeffries wouldn't be able to pretend, along with Mike Johnson, in this fake fight, that this is a conservative versus liberal battle.
So, here's the thing. Like I said, this is a difficult, nuanced situation. I understand that Thomas Massie is a man of principle. He's putting his foot down. Okay, I get that. At the same time, if the budget doesn't pass, almost every aspect of Trump's agenda comes crashing down. Doge comes to a screeching halt. What does that mean? That means that we stop cutting out fraud, waste, and abuse from the federal government's budget. That's not a good thing. ICE agents, deportations, border security along the southern and northern border, that comes crashing down. That's on pause. ICE gets iced, so to speak. And so it's like, what really is the best case scenario here? It's a tough conversation, right?
In the House, and he would just hand over at least 40 Democrats. And once you get to 40 Democrats, it'd probably be a whole lot more Democrats. So that's what's going on. It's all a fake fight. You're going to find this out when it goes over to the Senate and you have Democrats in the Senate voting for it. Now, here's the other thing a lot of people aren't telling you about this bill. In the FRA, stands for Fiscal Responsibility Act. I'm not saying it was that responsible, but in the FRA that passed a couple years ago under Kevin McCarthy, the deal that was cut between myself and others on the Rules Committee was that if you will guarantee a 1% cut in spending on any CR that goes past April 30th and put that into law, use the sequester language and put that into law, then we would raise the debt limit or suspend the debt limit for a period of time. I voted for this because a 1% cut seemed like a wonderful thing if they would go and do a CR for a...
I hate to say it, man. I think it's probably best, and this is what happened. I think it's probably best to pass the budget and let Trump continue on doing what he's doing. And by the way, what he's doing is keeping illegal immigrants out of the country, deporting illegal immigrants from the country, although I wish that was happening at a higher rate. We need to be deporting more people faster every day, but still it's ongoing. But more importantly, maybe not more importantly, but equally as important, we are reducing our deficit. We are cutting an insane, billions of dollars every single day. I guess if you average it out, where Doge so far has been cutting out about $2 billion of federal waste every single day. That is worth continuing. I think there are things that Trump is doing, the Trump admin, they are doing collectively that are worth continuing. So, at a principled level, I understand what he's doing. I get it. But I think it's not the time. Now, here is a curious question. This is something to consider. Thomas Massie voted in dissent. He voted against passing the new budget. Would he have voted the same way if he was the deciding vote? Because he was not the deciding vote. It was a 2, maybe 3 vote swing. So it didn't just come down to him. If it solely and exclusively did come down to him, if he was the one and only swing vote, would he have still voted against the budget? Or is this just more of a performative vote because he knows it's inconsequential? I guess we're never going to know. I guess we're never going to know. This could just be an inconsequential performative vote to say, hey, everybody, look, I voted against. I don't know. It's hard to say. The dog is gorgeous. Thank you. She turned 9 a couple months ago. Look at that cute dog back there. Cute German Shepherd. I admire Massey's principled nature, but Trump needs to be steamrolled. Sorry, Trump needs to steamroll ahead for the first 100 days. It's vital. It is really, really worth keeping in mind that Trump does not have infinite time in the White House. Trump, not just in the White House, Trump does not have infinite time with the Republican House and Senate. The clock is ticking, okay? If he doesn't get all of his stuff done soon, fast, at a fast pace, before you know it, we're all going to blink our eyes and a year and a half is going to have gone by and it's going to be over, because come midterms, he might lose the Senate, he might lose the House, and then once that happens, pretty much nothing is getting done. It's over. So it's hard to say. And also, this is a very important reminder why it's very important for him to pick up the pace. The deportations need to pick up in pace. We are not deporting enough people. Doge needs to be cutting out more. Everything that is happening right now needs to happen 2 times faster. And then after you have sufficiently picked up the pace, pick it up again, then pick it up again. We're not going fast enough. Doge, yeah, get to it. Doge in the chat, get to it. But, you know, we earlier, maybe 20 minutes ago, we had a conversation about whether or not it's the right thing to criticize Trump, or if you are not allowed to criticize Trump, whatever. It is totally fair to say that deportations so far, we're 51 days in, have been totally lackluster. The Trump administration is not deporting enough people. That we need to pick up the pace with these deportations. And not just a little bit, like the Trump admin needs to deport at a rate that's like 8 times more. We need to deport 8 times more people every day on a daily basis for 4 years to reverse the damage that Biden caused when he was in the White House. We are deporting 1/8 as many people as we should be. And so, you know what? There have been issues. You've had swing states. You've had sanctuary. You've had sanctuary states and sanctuary cities that are seriously kneecapping the deportation efforts. They're refusing to work with ICE. That's working through the DOJ right now. You've had leakers from inside of the DOJ and the FBI, it would seem, that are tipping off illegal immigrants and cartel gangs. Hey, there's an ICE raid coming up in 3 days at 2 p.m. Make sure not to be. So that's been a problem. So there have been a lot of problems. To be fair to Trump, to be fair to the Trump admin, there's been a lot of issues. We just got a new ICE leader. I forget the guy's name. We have a new ICE director as of like 3 days ago. So hopefully, as the leakers get rooted out of the FBI, rooted out of the DOJ, the swing states and swing cities work through the legal system and they're held accountable. Hopefully these issues kind of get fixed. But so far, it's been a little bit of an underwhelming support. Yeah, now we have Trump's self-deportation app. We're going to see. We talked about this in a video the other day. So Biden released an app halfway through his presidency called the CBP app. And what this app did was it was a very streamlined, it was like an iPhone app on your smartphone where would-be illegal immigrants, would-be asylum seekers could apply for asylum status on a smartphone app to just make everything easier, to streamline the entire process. And in a 2-year period, it was like 1.1 million illegal immigrant asylum seekers used this app to get into our country. And Biden made this app for them. It's insanity. But anyway, now that Trump is in the White House, Trump has access to the database that all of these over 1 million Biden-era asylum seekers, they were processed through the app and their credentials were logged in this database. Trump has access to their information inside of the database now. So now what Trump is doing is sifting through the database and deporting all of them. But first, of course, he's giving them a chance. Hey, If you self-deport, hey, maybe we'll let you back in someday. Probably not. But maybe if you self-deport, if you see yourself out, maybe we'll let you back in. But you know, within a couple months, after Trump has given these people a chance to self-deport, we're going line by line through the database, deporting every single one of these people. So, and good, that's a good thing. That's a great thing. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. Also, arrest Hassan for threatening Rick Scott on Twitch. I mean, that guy has issued a lot of threats on Twitch, yet he never seems to get punished. He never seems to get punished. It's kind of weird. It's almost like he has some connections with higher ups at Twitch or somewhere else. Who knows? But folks, the government shutdown has been avoided. That was really the big event of the day. We were supposed to watch that other video, the debate video, and I was hoping that we would have like a big event with this shutdown, but there was no such big event with the shutdown. It kind of came and went. It was a little bit anticlimactic. Maybe we can find some news coverage talking about this. Let me take a look here. I'm going to type in shutdown on YouTube. Yeah, I don't think we have any big videos. I'm going to take a look on Twitter here. Is anybody talking about this? Yeah, still, regardless, a very interesting afternoon. No doubt about that. Latest. It's passed. I think there's nothing more to it than that. It is what it is. But, gentlemen, I think I am probably going to wrap it up. I need to get a head start on tomorrow. Today, I only made one video. So I want to be making 3 videos. So what I'm going to do is get a head start on tomorrow. I need to do my research and write up a bunch of video scripts and get everything ready for tomorrow so I can get back at it. Today was kind of like a little day off. We had a nice stream, but 3 videos tomorrow in the pipeline. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. It means a lot. And I like doing these streams. So I think it's fair to expect more of these streams, and I'll see you guys next time. So have a great evening, everyone. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you, guys.